Hey everyone, we are going to go over source of mutation in normal mode, and this is from an orb flipper point of view. So for flipping orbs, you can flip them in any order for this first round, but we usually go either every other or we go in order like this. So flip 2 orbs, then wait inside for noise pollution. The noise pollution will kill anyone who's outside this green circle, so it's important to be inside. Next, use flash to flip the next 3 orbs, and then wait for the big cast under the boss's name to use that last orb to interrupt the boss's casting. It's important that you wait to flip that orb, otherwise you are not going to be able to interrupt. Now, after that, you're going to flip every other orb. Now, if you don't have every other orb flipped, it will do a set of yellow AoEs along the ground. And this is done every 20% health of the boss. It is done between all of the major mechs. You can skip this if your DPS is high enough, which we usually skip the second one with the every other orb, at least in normal mode. So let's go ahead and take a look at the raid. And thank you for Drozes who put the little animation together. So we're going to go ahead and the first orb is going to be flipped. You can see you just go over to it and it flips. Then go back inside. You have to watch out for noise pollution because this happens right away and you can see it at the top there. Everyone needs to be inside for the noise pollution so it doesn't kill you. Afterwards, you're going to go ahead and flip another orb. You could see kind of it flipping in the background there. And then boss is going to go back and flip that orb behind him. Okay, at this point, all orbs have been flipped except for the last one. So we're waiting for this casting bar at the top to flip that final orb, which is hiding behind the tree. And once that final orb is flipped, it interrupts the boss and then it can continue on. Now all the orbs are purple, so that is complete. And also now we're going into the phase change. For DPS and healers at 80%, you want to watch for this buff in the center. Actually, these 2 buffs in the center. We have a green one, so we can stand on a green circle here. There is also a mushroom looking buff that appears. It lasts for 7 seconds. So this buff needs to drop off after each time you clear the puddles. So here we just cleared one and you can see it's counting down to 1, and afterwards they'll do another puddle clear, 4 people per puddle. I'm changing perspectives here so you can see in the background there's the purple puddle and there it goes, and there you have the buff for 6 seconds or 7 seconds, and then the next one up is this green puddle next to us. And now you just wait to do big DPS until after the casting bar under the boss's name is complete. Now I want to point out, since we're talking about orbs, in normal mode it doesn't matter so much the order of the orbs that you're flipping them in, but in adventure it does. So it's good to have it as kind of an every other orb. That's how we do it, because in adventure it's kind of done the same way. We try to avoid the orb behind the boss until closer to last. Here we just flip the green one here. And you can see like an explosion going off in the background. That's the next orb. Again, watch for noise pollution. That was the one that was just going off. You don't want to be outside the circle during noise pollution. And now we're going to go back and flip that orb, and boss just ports back into the circle afterwards. So here you can see all but the last orb was flipped, and we are waiting on the last orb for this casting bar under the boss's name. The last orb must be flipped when the boss is casting. That way it will interrupt him. All DPS now need to watch the boss's health. When he gets to 60%, we need this bar down at the bottom here to be 100%. So you have to stop DPS at 61% if the bar has not reached 100 yet. So I want to take a second and go over the raid frame. These 3 people here are the people who are flipping orbs. They are also the 3 people designated to go in the center for the seed phase. Besides those 3 people, you have 3 people in each of the 6 columns. Each person goes to a marker with their column number on it. So if you're in column 3, you go to the marker labeled number 3. The last person here is going to replace the person with the starting seed in the raid frame. You can see that Resi in Team 4 has the starting seed. It has this different buff. So Milkshake is going to go to marker number 4 because Resi is in Team 4. So that way she is replacing him on the marker so that the seed can still spread to 3 people as you go around. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see in this fight, but if you get that large green circle at the bottom, you go into the center and that will allow you to pass the seed to the 3 people in the center that I said were at the top of the raid frame. They will then, once they get the seeds, they will then pass it to the other numbers, 3 other numbers, 1, 2, and 3, which are spread every other, and then those will peel off and send 1 person to each of the other numbers. This one might have been a little bit messed up. I'm not 100% sure if that looks correct, but the other video does have it, I think, a little bit clearer. Once everybody has the seed, when he does this jump right there, no one will die. If everybody doesn't have the seed, then usually those people will die if they don't have a seed. Then the tree will respawn, and here you saw Boss go back and get the orb. Now we're going to go back into the orb flipping, the same as we had before. He'll do the jump, and the health will go down of each of the people after an orb flip. So here you can see Boss just click that. The health went down, healers healed them up. Just watch for that, healers. In the background, you can almost see a little bit of a green orb behind that tree. When you get that yellow message, you need to interrupt with using that, flipping that last orb, which was done. And now we're just going to go back to the puddles again, which we've already explained. Here we have a purple buff in the middle of our screen. So Boss can go on the purple one. Now, after that, they will go over and 4 people will step on the green puddle. And they will wait for that mushroom buff to go all the way off. And then they will jump, 4 more people will jump on the purple puddle. For us, we actually call out who is going to go on each of those. That way there's not confusion. We need everyone to be able to get on the puddles. So if you have too many people on one, you might not have enough people to cover all of the puddles. You cannot do more than 1 puddle in these phases, so only once. Then we're going to have 4 more people go on the last one. Usually it's a couple of the tanks if they have the green buff, and some of the DPS if there's any left. And then once that happens, just kind of hang out until the boss does his little jump here, and then you can begin to DPS again. We're going to do orb flipping again, so Boss will get the first one. He'll flip that orb. And then the other orbs will be kind of flipped in the background. There was just noise pollution I saw here. You can see the buff below the boss's name. Make sure everybody's inside the circle during noise pollution, and then continue to flip orbs outside. Here, Boss is going to go grab that one. And then again, it's kind of hard to see behind the tree, but when the boss starts casting again, that last orb needs to be flipped right here. So you can see the orb there. It's flipped. That will interrupt the boss. We are also starting seed phase. You can see the seed goes to the center, the person with the green text, and he will share the seed with 3 people, at which point they will share it with each of the numbers around. And then those 3 people will share it. You don't want to share too far. So once you've shared it with your assigned area, you want to make sure to go back to your number and wait there so you don't keep spreading the seed around. If it's spread around too much, it could cause problems with the tree afterwards. So once the tanks all have the seed and everybody in the raid frame, you can see has the seed buff. As long as someone still has the seed, the tree comes back, and then we go ahead and start flipping orbs again. Again, we do every other. We're going to do in the corner there. You'll be able to see an explosion off the side. That was another orb flip. Noise pollution, we all kind of go inside. Next is the orb behind the boss, flipping right now, and you can see the health dip a little. And the boss is pretty much dead, so that's about it for the fight. Thank you so much to BossJohnson for sharing this video with me. Also, please check out his Twitch site. He streams World of Kings on there, and he answers a lot of questions if you have any for the game. I will put a link to it in the description below. Also, thank you for watching, and you're watching VGO40, and this is VGO Girl. See you next time.